The first DLC for Elden Ring is getting closer, and this video will show you everything you will need to survive. If you're only starting, or a veteran, I will help you prepare for Shadow of the Erdtree, with some items you may have not seen before and some OP weapons to help your journey. Now what's the requirements? You will need to defeat Radahn and Mohg. Later on we will talk about some tips on beating these bosses. The difficulty for the DLC will be around the same as endgame Elden Ring, so I would recommend actually beating the game first. And if you're playing on New Game Plus, it will carry on to the DLC, so you'll be making it harder for yourself. The recommended level I would say is around 100, because you will definitely need lots of HP for the DLC, and other stats for your build. Speaking about builds, if you already have a character and is high enough level, I would recommend using that character and beating Mohg, and leave it just sitting there waiting for when the DLC finally does arrive. But if you want to make a new build, you may be thinking what would actually be good for the DLC. Now obviously there's thousands of builds, but if you want a good fun build, I use the Batman build and bet the game. The video is popping up on the screen now and in the description if you want to watch that full video. Or you can also use my lightsaber build, that is also very OP. There's many builds you can use, like a bleed build up, which is always solid, or a Comet Azure build if you really want to make the DLC easy for yourself. You should also have your weapon leveled up to max. Make sure you collect all the bell bearings and having the best talismans in the game that are very good and versatile for new builds, like the Dragon Crest Great Shield Talisman, Godfrey Icon, Radahn Sword Seal, this is an absolute must, and the Green Turtle Talisman. If you have these already, they can honestly be used on any build you want. Now let's get into some powerful consumables you will need. Well, of course up first is Great Runes. This increases your health, everybody knows this. Now another consumable that you may not have thought about is actually Stimulating Boluses. This removes sleep buildup, and in the trailer we see a sleep swamp, so you'll definitely need these to get across these horrible swamps. Now to get an infinite amount of these, you'll need to head down to the Hermit Merchant stack, go to night, fight the Bell-bearing Hunter. After you kill and bring the bell-bearing into the Round Table Hold, you can trade it in to buy as many as you need. Now remember earlier I was saying about tips for beating Radahn and Mohg. Let's get into that. Here's some tips on beating Radahn. If you're struggling with Radahn, all you need to do is just run around and use the summons. What people may not know is that you can keep on respawning these as many times as you want, even when they die. So if you're struggling, take the slow approach and just keep respawning the spirits. To make the Mohg fight easier for yourself, there is the Mohg Shackle, which forces him to the ground, letting you to get free damage. You can use this 2 times in phase 1. Now where do you get it? You'll need to have the Avenue Balcony unlocked in Lindell. Make your way under the dragon, then going into the sewers, and just follow this guide. Also for Mohg, you might need the Purifying Crystal tier. This will help with Nihil and not shred all your health. To get this, simply go to the second church of Marika. You will get invaded and kill the invader, and then after you finally beat Mohg, you'll be welcome to Mukalla. And then you can just sit there and wait for the DLC to finally arrive. Wait, if you're enjoying the video, if you could subscribe, it would help me a lot. 99% of views are not subscribed. Any support goes a long way. Thank you for watching the video in the first place. Back to it. Here's a checklist for the items you will 100% need. First of all, the talisman pouches, having your upgrade materials, your bell bearings, your smithing stones. Next is the larval tier, so you can change your build whenever you want. And of course, every flask upgrade. If you have these and levels, you should be sorted. Now back on the topic of builds, what builds to use? There are some things to consider when you're choosing the best build for you. If you watch my previous video about the Miyazaki interview, he mentions that there is going to be a different type of attack scaling, only for the DLC area. That works the same as Sekiro. Now in Sekiro, when you kill a boss, you have the option to upgrade your strength to do, well, more damage. And this will be the same in the DLC. We don't know the exact system, but if it's similar to Sekiro, I wouldn't be surprised if they do that system. Remember when you first played Elden Ring, how you got fucked up by the tree sentinel, and then you came back and eventually killed it? I'd say that's what they're trying to do for the DLC, to make it more challenging for you, so you don't just blow through the whole DLC, no worries. But saying that, if you have a very overpowered build, I'm not saying it won't do well in the DLC, it most definitely will, but there is definitely going to be some balancing put in place to make it feel like you're almost starting new again, heading into the DLC. Now that wraps up the video for us. If there's any guides you need on getting to Mohg, let me know in the comments and I can do that for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. We will all still be waiting for this DLC to finally release, but until then, stay tuned for more videos, and of course when it releases, there will be lots of content involving the DLC. Thank you for watching the video. Another video is popping up now. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.